you're going through the full gauntlet of entrepreneurship life, and shit goes wrong and shit's going to continue to go wrong. And it's like, then you put your powers together and holy shit, what happened after you merged? You go through this restructuring. Now, what are the results?
So now it's amazing because we have all these systems in place, and we're able to build that culture. Because we had to get rid of everyone,
pretty much,
basically everyone, because we tried to like keep one and take this one. Oh, this one's a good trainer. And it was like, there was just such a toxic culture there because like I said, it was a free for all.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I show up and I'm like, it's not a free for all anymore. Like we have to implement all this stuff, and we had to do it fast. Like it wasn't like,
you don't have time. I mean, you're running a business.
Exactly. Like, it would have been nice to like have a slow roll of things, but there was nothing. And I'm like, there's got to be something. Right. So, we had to implement it, but honestly, like, we had to make decisions that like sucked for the business and like sucked for revenue, but it lined up with a bigger goal. Right. So, like axing a whole location just because there was so much toxicity there and it was affecting other things. We're like, nope, boom, gone. Like we will take that loss of that whole location because the bigger picture is having this culture, right? And this mentality and mindset, right? And with our business, like our core values, like one of the biggest ones is like, don't settle. Like we never settle. Every day we're constantly like pushing forward and building personal development and, in the business and stuff like that. And we can't have anyone in our team that wants to just show up like a cushy 9-to-5 job. Coast. Exactly. It doesn't align with us. You're going to hate your life because we're going to have pressure on you. And it's just, we're going to be frustrated because you're not doing anything. So that's not us. Right. So now we just start off with that and we attract those people that are already like that. And it's cool because it's like, I was watching the Tom Brady documentary about them being edgers and how like they kind of like hold each other accountable. And it's like, hey, I worked out at 6 a.m. Like, what about you? Well, I've been there since 5:30, right? Like it was a healthy like competition, but everyone's going towards the same goal while holding each other accountable. Right. And when I heard that, I'm like, that's exactly what we're doing. It's like, I want to make sure that no one outworks me, and not in a bad way, but I don't want anyone to say I did more than you. Yeah. Right. But I want my team to think like that too. So we're all kind of moving, but have that same direction. Right. So it's cool. Now that we figured it out, it's friggin' fun. Like people say this is a game. And when we started out, it was a stressful game of a lot of lessons.
But we definitely saw, culture, everything looked all fine and dandy on the outside, and it looks like you have a good culture. But do you only have that good culture when things are going well? Because there was a few times where, we saw when she came in, or there was a bad paycheck, somebody got a bad paycheck, the culture fell apart, right? Yeah. There was no culture in the bad times.
Yeah.
True culture is what the culture is when things are bad.
That's how things last. That's how people last. It's like, can you handle things when all shit hits the fan?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's been fun.
Yeah. And we're not even into what's coming. The good parts. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I want to, so you implement the systems, the processes in order to put yourself in a position to scale. You're changing the culture. You're hiring new team members. You're taking the risk of saying, this location isn't working. It's actually an energy sucker. Yeah. You're getting rid of it. Then what happens with results? How are things looking after all the changes?
Well, it took a little bit because we had to put ourselves in proximity of people that were doing things that we weren't doing, right? And getting different knowledge that we didn't have, right? So after we got some knowledge, we kept learning, and then we started to implement things. We're going pretty good. And then, we found somebody that actually gave us a vehicle, right?
And who was that?
Mike Barron.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. You had him on yesterday. So we met Mike, and...
When did you meet Mike?
3 months ago.
Yeah, like he really helped with like we had a lot of it, but it like connected the dots. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We were putting it all together. And
how did you connect with Mike Barron?
It was funny because it was purely on a sales side. So before we were all like, everyone was doing sales. Like we were handling our own sales, and now we're like, okay, our next step is building a sales team.
Okay.
So a trainer posted on a Facebook group like, hey, I'm having success with, the sales team if anyone's interested. So he clicked on it and it went right to the sales guy, and it was Mike's sales. Because it's funny that because if we would have saw him like organically, I don't think we would have went with him, because just nothing wrong with him. Just his branding is like, we're like country folks from Canada. Like, we're not listening to the rap music and stuff like that. So I don't think it would have aligned, but we met through a sales guy and then talked to him. And then because like we've invested a ton of money with people like high up names that didn't deliver on results that like we needed. So we were like a little bit hesitant to go with Mike, because we're like, okay, like, are you going to be just like everybody else that's like, yeah, I talk a big game, but I can't execute and I can't, implement what I have.
Jenna, you have no bullshit, dude.
No.
Well, I was gonna add it. We did get a lot of information, but no vehicle.
Exactly. No, I know. I have no bullshit.
Okay. Yeah. That was a huge compliment.
Yeah.
That's a huge compliment, because I agree with you. Being in real estate, every marketer wants to sell you leads, and they want to sell you this pipe dream that they can't deliver on, because they really don't care about you.
Yeah,
they don't care about you. Let's be real. We can know the difference. Like what makes me different in my space, and I like entrepreneurship, everything that you're talking about, every person I've had in that seat, regardless of what product they sell, the fundamentals don't change from industry to industry. You got the skill set, but without systems, processes, and branding and marketing, it doesn't go anywhere, no matter how great your product is, because if nobody knows about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I love the fact that you're saying, like, this is what we saw. Like, we spent all this money, and it's obscene how much money you can spend on branding and marketing.
Totally.
So it's so cool for you to say, like, Mike is so different, and we wouldn't have gone with him if we saw him organically. If you enjoyed what you saw, like, share, comment, and forward to someone that this will bring value to. Thank you so much for all the support. We appreciate it.